what I would say is that you have to go as deep into meaninglessness as you can. Like you have to go so far into it that everything falls apart, and then something happens. What happens is you find that the meaninglessness is meaningful, right? So what I mean by that is, if you doubt everything, if you say there's no truth, everything is relative. Eventually you go, everything is relative. You eventually go, oh, there's one thing that's not relative, is the claim that everything is relative. So there is a type of truth in my claim that everything is skeptical. So in your profound skepticism, you suddenly find a rock that you can stand on. So my argument is that when you truly feel the rupture of all meaning, you can find meaning in that. And the problem is sometimes we haven't gone that far. We haven't gone all the way into the dark night of the soul. So I'm almost like, I want to push people right into the heart of darkness, because that's where you're going to find the light. In a way, and I don't even know if I fully agree with what I'm going to say here, but I kind of vaguely do, is if, say, you're an artist and you're trying to paint something beautiful, right? Every time you paint something beautiful, you're going to feel like you missed it. But you're animated by the desire to create something beautiful, but that you always miss, that you're never able to create. If you ever think you've created the beautiful thing, you should tear it up. That's what it means when if you know the Buddha, if you find the Buddha on the road, kill him, right? Because the idea is, if you meet the Buddha there in a concrete physical person, it's not the Buddha, right? The Buddha is always to come. So the artist who is trying to paint something beautiful and always fails and never gets it, they're motivated by this transcendental notion of beauty that they can never get. So they are on the rock of beauty, but they can never nail it. Or the lawyer who is always trying to put things into, who's always trying to articulate justice, but they never quite do, because the law is never completely just, but they're motivated by justice, but they never are able to pin it down. Or the philosopher who is always trying to argue about what logic is. They can never fully pin it down, but they have to assume logic in order to make the argument. So you don't build towards logic, it's what you build from. You stand on it. So the argument here is, strangely, in one's doubt as to whether life is meaningful, you find the fact that you're still doing this, you're doing the minimalists, you've got a vocation, that it's like you're standing on something that you can never name, and that's the transcendental. That's what Tillich got, the transcendental, which is the thing that you're motivated by. He calls it ultimate concern. It's your ultimate concern, but you can never pin it down. You don't know if it exists. You don't know if it's there. You don't know, but it's kind of it's always is motivating you. And for Tillich, only when you go into the darkness will you find that rock.